The cheval de frise, also known as a turnpike, was very useful in the Civil War. The turnpike is a spiked barrier used to defend attacks. Turnpikes slowed the attacks because the enemy would have to move the spiked barrier. This was used more in the South because most of the battles took place in the South. Therefore, the Confederacy had more time to prepare for incoming attacks. On the table here is a rifle. Rifles were used very often in the Civil War. The most common rifle used in the Civil War was the Springfield Model 1861. 9 steps were needed to fire the rifle. Rifles also had bayonets that soldiers would use to stab the enemy in hand-to-hand combat. Weapons were not as advanced as they are today. Cannons needed 9 people to fire. Cannons were fired directly at the enemy bases to weaken the battle lines. Each cannon cost about $500. Many types of cannons were used in the Civil War, including the 6-pounder gun, M1857, 12-pounder Napoleon, and the 24-pounder Hal.
Since most of the battles took place on southern territories, the Southerners would build dirt walls and dig holes in the ground for protection against enemy fire and protection when they were shooting at their enemies. The 1850s had seen enormous growth in the railroad industry. 22,000 miles of railroad had been laid in the north and 9,500 had been laid in the south. According to this, the northern states had a lot more of an advantage railroad-wise. By 1863, a quarter of the South's locomotives had needed repairs, and the speed of the South's train had dropped from 25 miles per hour to 10 miles per hour. It is hard to win a war. The Southerners in the Civil War designed the first ever submarine to sink an opposing ship. The ship was sunk in 1864 with a spar torpedo. As you can see, the ends of the ships were actually flat. And the submarine was made in Alabama and was powered by an 8-man crew that turned a propeller that powered the entire ship. The name of the ship was the H.L. Huntley.